Here now to react, Tennessee Congressman Mark Green, who serves on both the House Foreign Affairs and House Armed Services Committees. Great to have you with us, Congressman.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about the speakership and Kevin McCarthy. What do you make of this idea that he's ready to make some concessions, and specifically, it appears, when it comes to the ease with which he could be, or any speaker could be, removed from the position?
Well, first, welcome to my district.
Thank you.
Glad to have you in Tennessee, and go Vols, a great victory last night with the Orange Bowl. Speaker McCarthy has reached out, tried to agree to a lot of these rules. I think they've met agreement on both the rule changes as well as this vacate the chair issue. And the vacate the chair issue was the last sort of I think, barrier to getting the support for him for those last few folks. So most of this is ironed out now, and I think we can get united and get that commitment to America across the finish line.
Well, and that commitment to America has a lot of priorities. In fact, we can take a look at some of these. These were put out by Congressman Steve Scalise. Talked about IRS funding, defunding the 87,000 agents that had been put in place by the Biden budget proposal, energy production, immigration crime, abortion. This is the agenda.
The southern border.
The southern border, which I want to get to with you in just a moment. Do you think if it is easier, the motion to vacate, if it's easier to remove a speaker, does that hobble leadership in getting some of those priorities accomplished?
Well, look, I think it unites the caucus because right now there are a few members, just a few. I mean, 180 or so were fully behind him from the beginning. More have come in behind him as the negotiations have gone on, and there are just a few remaining. Let's get it done. Let's unite the caucus, and let's take the commitment to America and get it done. We promised the American people that we would get it done, and now it's time to unite and execute.
You know, it seems like almost every week we have new numbers when it comes to, as you pointed out, the issue at the southern border. New records when it comes to border encounters. This is another, it's nothing to brag about, but yet another record or another number that's come out, and that is deportations, which remain well below Trump-era levels of fiscal year 2022. You can see them on your screen right there, where deportation numbers just not keeping up with what we hope to accomplish, or reflecting the fact that we have a continued crisis at our southern border.
Yeah, it's actually tragic. I mean, if you look at it, we're approaching 3.5 million people last year coming into the United States. We have 21 states with populations less than that. So a moderate-sized state is coming into the United States every year. Everything that President Biden is doing and Mayorkas is doing is to decrease the number of people they're sending out and increase the number of people coming in, whether it's the interim final rule or their budget for this next cycle. They did away with the 287G program, which allowed state and local law enforcement to participate with ICE in deporting people.
Right.
So everything's about bringing more and more people into the United States.
Really quickly before we go, we talked about this earlier. I'd love to get your perspective. Nancy Pelosi is one of her last acts, increasing the amount that House staffers can be paid to more than what a sitting congressman or congresswoman would be paid. Is that an example of permanent Washington, or is that giving you new abilities to hire better staff?
I think it's a little bit of both. Right now, I have a great team of people with the current dollars that I'm able to pay them. Of course, you know, everybody wants a raise, but I think it's probably a little bit of too much Washington. But clearly, we got to stay competitive to keep the best people on staff. So,
all right. Well, Congressman